Hello girlfriends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. So today we are doing another chat with me and I'm very excited. I have some products that I just recently tried out and still this is kind of a slight variation from what I originally tested, but I really liked my results. But there were some, I gotta explain as I go. I don't want to get ahead of myself, so let's just get into the first product we are going to be trying. And this is the Alake Naturals Lemongrass Leave-In Conditioner. So if you remember when I did the Alake video a while back, I wasn't very impressed. I don't remember actually if I used this or the Wake Up Refresher. I think I used this one, but then I also used the creme brulee on one side and the aloe berry on the other. It just didn't give me the hold. It didn't quite give me the definition I feel like that I was hoping for. Anyways, we're going to hopefully fix that with putting, I don't want to get ahead of myself. You're going to know what I'm using. Oh well, maybe you already know. Okay, so we're going to fix that hopefully by using a harder hold gel. Maybe that one will be the surprise. I won't reveal that one till the end. But spraying this lemongrass leave-in, and I'm going to brush that through. And I also want to talk to you about something that just kind of comes to mind every once in a while for me. When I was a child, I watched this Focus on the Family presentation. It was an old VHS format. And it was, I don't know how current it was at the time that I watched it, but I'm guessing by the look of the clothing style that maybe it was like the late 80s, early 90s. But anyways, this presentation has stuck with me throughout my whole childhood. Like I never forgot it. And I think it's something that maybe you guys might enjoy. A lot of my audience might enjoy. Before I get into that though, let's go in with our second styler. The second styler that we're going in with is this Creme Brulee Curling Delight. I have not used this again since my initial video, and I have retested with the aloe berry one, but we're just going to put this one on the Creme Brulee on both sides. And so I'm going to actually brush style this in. I am trying to do a split style test, which is why it's parted in the middle, because I'm batch filming with 2 deep conditioners just to see what my thoughts are on those. So anyways, we are going to put this all over. We're going to brush style it in and then, like I said, apply a harder hold gel. But let's get back to the other topic that we're talking about. So this film or this video by Focus on the Family was kind of like I'm trying to think of what you would describe as. It was just basically like a talk this guy was giving like at a conference maybe, or I don't know, some kind of talk show type deal. Not talk show. When I think of talk show, I think of like Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres. That's not what it was. But he was giving a speech at like a conference. And the title of this show or this talk was called A Man Called Norman. And I'm going to link these down below. And I'm pretty sure you can still get them through YouTube because that's how I watched them most recently. And so, like I said, I'm going to try to link those down below. Last I saw it was a 2-part series. So I will try to, like I said, make sure I have both videos linked down below. But the reason why I'm sharing this is just because I feel like in all of our lives, we all have very different lives, but I feel like this could apply to anyone in your circumstance, and you just have to have an eye for it. You have to be willing to look for Normans in your life, so to speak. Or in my case, it was a Charlene, and maybe there'll be somebody else in the future. So let me explain a little bit more. So there was this man called Norman. Well, this gentleman that's giving the speech, he had moved into this new neighborhood and he was, excited, but he noticed that there was a kind of a dumpy place across the road. And it turns out it was this older man who lived a very secluded life. Like no one really knew much of his story. No one really talked to him. No one really visited him, or really, he didn't seem to have any friends in the town. And from what I understand, if I remember correctly, it was a smaller town. So this newer neighbor, I don't remember his name for some reason, but this newer neighbor man who's narrating this story talks about different circumstances, and he's got a funny way of telling it, It's just kind of it's not such a serious story, but yet the message is serious, if you know what I mean. But he has a very humorous way of telling rather comical instances that happen and getting to know this man. And it's very inspiring, or at least I felt it was very inspiring. Man, you know what's not inspiring? My brush styling. Let's try that again. Okay, I think we've got this. Multitasking trying to focus on two different things like this is not my strong point. But anyways, back to the story. This man, the man narrating, just describes several different instances of building a relationship with this secluded neighbor across the road from him. And there's this one point where like the message really hits home to him, and he realizes, you know, I think it was when he was trying to donate clothes to him, and he was giving him clothes from his closet that he no longer really wanted or anything like that, you know, kind of cast off clothing. And he thought, you know, he's doing this great thing by donating these clothing. It's probably better than this man called Norman would ever have. And turns out when he gets the clothes over to him, the man is very grateful. He says thank you, and he goes to hang them up in a closet that has the narrator realizes has everybody else's cast off clothing. And he realizes, you know, I'm not doing anything better than anyone else has been doing for this person. So this narrator ends up going out and getting this man a new suit and letting him pick out what he wants and everything like that. And just seeing the pride and joy on his face. There's so much more to this story than what I'm just telling you. And like I said, I thoroughly recommend you checking it out in the links that I will have down below. I'm praying I can find the story. If for some terrible reason I can't, you need to figure out a way to get your hands on it. So like I said, this story has stuck with me through my childhood. And I didn't remember all the particulars, but I do, you know, I remember the main events. I remember the main lesson in it. And this kind of relates back to me. I wasn't actually thinking of a man called Norman until after this lady had passed that I'm telling you about. But there was this woman that I noticed in my local town who walked everywhere. Like you'd see her with a cart carrying her groceries back and forth from, I presume, her home, or I presumed her home at the time, to the grocery store and back. And anyways, and so one point I gave her my name and number, and I said, you know, if you need some help sometime, if you need a ride, let me know and I'll try to see if I can fit into my schedule. And it turns out like she needed some rides to some doctor's appointments out of town. So I ended up helping her for a while. But there was this whole ordeal with, sometimes I didn't feel like she was always grateful for the help I was giving, and my heart wasn't always in the right place as I was trying to help her out. Now, before I get any farther in my story, I just want to spray my hair down really good, because this next gel that I'm putting on, I said it's a harder holding gel, but it's also a rather thick gel. And so I went to spread on better. By the way, the last time I did this style, like I said, I used the aloe berry instead of the creme brulee from Alakay, and then I also brush styled my hair upside down. So that's a big difference here, but we're going to just see what this gives me. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. So the next product that I'm going in with is this TGIN Rose Water Curl Defining Styling Gel. Maybe if I can get the label so you guys can see it. And if you remember, I have done a video on this too. It is a rather thicker gel though, so I may have to spray my hands down to finish applying this. Anyways, as I was saying, the lady that I was helping out, her name was Charlene, by the way. I just didn't always have the right heart about it. And she was ill. She was coming to the end. In some ways, this is going to sound really bad on my part, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. In some ways, I was looking forward to not having to be in this commitment anymore, because she could really get on my nerves. And like I said, I feel completely horrible saying this about her, but I was one of her few friends that she had in life. She did have a few, and I feel bad about myself. And then I rewatched these Norman videos after she had passed, and really hit home to me. You know, I think we all have Charlene's and Normans in our lives, someone who doesn't have much of anybody, and we could be that comfort, that friend, that person who, if you're a Christian, you know, shows the love of Christ to. And I feel like I failed in many ways, but I know I'm certain I was a help in many ways too. I guess I'm saying this, I'm wiping my hands off, by the way, but I guess I'm saying all of this to encourage you just to look out for people in your life that you could be a help to. Even if you're not a Christian, just show a little extra love and compassion. And there are people that are really hurting. There are people that are lonely that just need someone. But like I said, I really encourage you to check out those videos. I will leave them linked below. And I'm getting teary-eyed, so let's go diffuse this hair to see what it's looking like. I'm going to come back and I'll show you my results. All right, girlfriends, so I am back with my hair fully styled, diffused, all that good stuff. And she's definitely a fluffy wash day routine. Let me let you have a close look here. Keep in mind, I do have 2 different deep conditioner bases, and that video will have already gone out. I will try to leave that linked up in the cards. So you can check that out and know what I have as, like I said, the deep conditioners. But anyways, as far as these products go, like I said, the first time I used this, I had switched out, instead of the creme brulee, I had the aloe berry. And I had paired these two, and I brush styled it in. Sorry, losing my voice. I brush styled these 2 in upside down. And then, like, using the flip section method. And then by section, I had applied this TGIN rose water gel. So I do believe in my first experiment with like this kind of product combination, I had gotten more of this gel throughout my hair, and I would want to get more of the gel throughout my hair in the future. I think it will give me a little bit more hold, because last time I remember having a little bit of a cast. This time I did not have a cast whatsoever. This gel also is a little bit more drying, and actually this whole product combination does not feel super moisturized. Like, I feel like by maybe day 2, maybe day 3, maybe I can hold off to day 3, I might have to add a little bit of a leave-in, spray it throughout my hair. But in the summertime, that's what I enjoy. In the heat and humidity, my hair, I think, would thrive on this product combination. So let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Let me show you a little 180 of what my hair looks like. Keep in mind, like I said, I have the 2 different deep conditioner bases. Like I said, I definitely want a little bit more gel, but I do feel like I have pretty good definition throughout. And like, look at this spiral here. She's front and center. You could pretty well see her. Good spring back. And I did have a similar one on this side, but I tried to break up the curl clump. I tried to break up this curl clump, but she went right back together. But I tried to do it on the other side, and it just kind of frizzed out a little bit. But this one still looks good. I definitely do have a lot more frizz, but like I said, I just feel like I need to go in with more of this gel next time. But I do like the fact that it is nice and light and fluffy. So let me know what you think of this product combination in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear from you. And also, I'd love to hear if you have any thoughts on the Normans or the Charlenes that you may have in your life. You don't have to name any names, I understand. It can be a little bit more of a touchy subject, I understand, because to this day I still have some regrets and maybe not opening myself up enough to her, just, you know, being completely genuine in my love to her. So that's something I hopefully have learned for in the future. But if nothing else for this whole video, I hope you click the links on those Focus on the Family videos, because like I said, they've had an impact on my life, and I think they could for you. And so until I see you again next week, have a great day. Bye.